Howdy, hot shots, beaming to you in the Infiniverse, the Metaverse, the Multiverse. Here I am, hanging out on my sofa in my apartment over on 8-Bit Lane. That's right, 8-Bit Lane. You can't get a better street name than that. Takes me all the way back. NES for the win. All right, guys, I'm here to talk to you about where to buy land in Infiniverse. Okay, there's multiple strategies to employ here. Number one, as I've alluded to already, is street names. I've heard many people walking up and down the streets, looking at their wrists. You can look at your wrist, and down at the bottom as you're traveling along the street, it'll have the street name. And they are buying properties based on the street name. So if you find something desirable, that very well could be a popular place in the future. Okay, in addition to that, maybe you want a good view. When you go out on your balcony, there's a view, okay? A lot of people want to be on the edge of the map, so they're looking out over the water. Maybe they want to be over here by some green spaces. There's a space park where you can be by the rocket ships. I personally think it's a good idea to be next to a bunch of skyscrapers. I think that's going to be a bustling area later, so I try to buy properties that either have a good view or are close to and surrounded by a bunch of skyscrapers. Those are going to be expensive to buy, so I think the companies that do so are going to create neat spaces in there for people, and that's going to create a lot of foot traffic. Okay, you can see I own the penthouse on that building, the building I'm in, and a building right next door. Let's see if we can see it from here. You can kind of see the blue right there from my flaming head. Okay, I own the penthouse on that building too, because these are 4 buildings on 8-Bit Lane. Now, when people come and purchase the floors underneath me, our building will get taller and taller until eventually, because our street name is so dang good, we'll be taller than these skyscrapers that are next to us. And that's what you see already when you go into the middle of the drop area. When you're in the middle of the drop area, when you first come into the game, you'll notice that the buildings are much taller than the skyscrapers around them because so many people have bought the floors underneath. They're 100, 150 stories tall, and the prices on those are just going insane. Some of them are $300 if you want to buy a floor in one of those buildings in the drop zone. And so that's the other strategy that you can employ. Buy where people are already buying. It attracts more buyers, and then your property will just go up by default. Okay. Another strategy that you could employ is that you could just go far enough outside of town and away from any civilization that you're going to get the cheapest buildings that you can. The cheapest I've found so far are 165 tokens for a penthouse. So you can buy 3 penthouses with your 500 free tokens if you're far enough outside of town. Okay, but I have 1 floor in a building that's near a drop zone, probably not the most popular drop zone because it seems like there's a couple, but the one that the game constantly puts me in. I have 1 floor in a building near there. I have these buildings here on 8-Bit Lane because I love the name. I have some buildings in a cheap area because I was able to buy more of them. And then I have some overlooking a park with a lake in it because I felt like it was a decent view. So just like real estate, okay, it's location, location, location. If you want to be in the drop zone because there's a lot of people involved there, you're going to pay a premium because of the location. Unlike the real world, the street name matters here. Remember, this is online. If you wanted to get weightloss.com in the 90s, it might have been $12, and now it's probably worth $1 million or more. The domain names are what was expensive. Okay, when you talk about Earth 2, if you're here following my channel because of Earth 2, then you know that we've always been talking about the names of your properties, using Essence to name your properties so that you're in the search results. People can jump to your property easier and find you easier. And now here in the Infiniverse, I'm not changing my mind. The name is going to be super important. I heard somebody saying that they bought on Springsteen Street because it was Bruce Springsteen. They think that any Bruce Springsteen fan is just going to have to be on that block. This is all going to make a bigger difference when the maps roll out. Right now, it's kind of a gamble. You can find a gem in the rough. You can find a hidden gem, I should say, because you could walk around and find a street name that people haven't discovered yet. As soon as there's a map and people are able to find those streets, I think the prices are going to go up dramatically. As soon as people can find 8-Bit Lane, they're all going to swarm over here and they're going to buy up underneath me. And then I'm going to be 100, 120, 150th floor. I'm going to have a view of all of the surrounding area. And my penthouse is going to be worth a lot of money, probably $200-$300 worth of meta coins a piece. Now, will that translate into the real world? We can only hope and see. But I think that even if they can't get approval from Meta to attach a wallet and sell these as NFTs, I think what you're going to have is you're still going to have people who are trading them outside of the app for cryptocurrency and then meeting in the app to do the swap and things like that because they want that location. As there's more functionality added to the game, as there's more people in the game, location is going to be more and more important. And so you're going to see these prices go up, and you're going to see whether or not the developers are able to create a system where you can sell inside the game to each other for actual money. I think you're going to see it happening outside the game on some sort of a gray market. Okay, guys, so I just wanted to come in here and let you know the strategies that I'm employing for where to buy properties, and I will have to catch you later. All right, guys, for now, get to sub it.